Hello, Guardians. Welcome to episode 102 of This Week at Shrouded. I'm your host, A. Greener. We got a jam-packed show for you today. You better believe it. We're diving in to the latest from Bungie's This Week at Destiny that came out earlier today. This is the first time we're doing a stream on a Thursday. If you're watching the recording of this, it's going to come out tomorrow on Friday. So enjoy. The TWID was a little light, but, you know, no shortage of things to talk about. Well, kind of. There is. But we're going to make it interesting, I promise. So we're going to be talking about the launch of Act 3, Heresy, the return of the Sunless Cell. Iron Banner is here. We're going to talk about some patch notes, tweaks, some stuff that PvP players specifically might want to hear if they didn't know about. The internet is abuzz with marathon teasers surfacing across the web. So we're going to talk about that a little better. Buckle up. Get comfy. It's time to rock and roll. That was terrible. I quit. You're fired. Anyway. All right, let's start with what I wrote down here as topic 1. Active Launch 3. So to kick things off, we're going to talk about our launch of Act 3, episode Heresy. It's now here. It's not just a couple lines of dialogue or whatever, though the story probably is a little bit. But we've got some new narrative beats, new areas in another, more bosses and hazards in the Court of Blades, and of course, what everyone's been kind of talking about, the new strike, Sunless Cell's back, and the Right of the Nine won't be launching until a little bit later into Act 3. So we got to wait a little bit for that, but we've got all this other stuff that we get to do. The Sunless Strike, I'll start with that. It's not the same as the D1 days. It's a little bit different. But I never played the D1 Strike. So, I'm going to hand it off to... well, Rex said he played it. But Dunk, did you play it yet? Sunless Cell?
Yes, I have.
Did you play the original?
I did, yes.
Okay, so why don't you guys take it away and tell me if it's better, worse, cool... just whatever you think of it. Go ahead. You were talking. You started talking.
Right.
Tell us your thoughts.
Yep. Yeah. So, I unfortunately, when I played it for the first time, when I joined, it was like midway through the strike, so I didn't get it experience at the beginning. But that being said, structurally speaking, it is largely the same. I mean, the layout is the same. The objectives that you have to complete throughout the strike are the same. Even the boss arena is relatively speaking the same, which is kind of nice. I'm glad they didn't make too many big changes to it. It does feel a little bit more spacious than it did in D1. It feels a little bit larger, which I kind of like. Overall, like, just in comparison, it's still the same strike. It's still a lot of fun. I enjoyed Sunless Cell back in the day. One thing I missed, and I mean, Rick, maybe you can speak to this as well, is as you're coming up to the final boss, you have just this long walkway, and in D1, that was just a thrall walkway. You would have a bunch of thralls spawn at the very end of it, and they would start running towards you. And probably one of the funnest things to do in D1 is if you had a Warlord on Stormtrance, you just have them become Emperor Palpatine and just kind of clear the way as you're moving through there, which was a lot of fun back in Destiny 1. In this one, it's not quite the same. It's instead, you've got the Dread spawning, got the... What are the bats called again? I can't remember. But they're spawning.
Grim.
Yeah, the Grim. Yeah, they're spawning along the entirety of it. And, you know, I'm not a huge fan of having the Grim there, but at the same time, it still feels kind of nice seeing something new there instead of just Thrall.
Bro, I fucking hate the Grim.
They can be quite annoying.
Yeah, they're so annoying.
Yeah, especially since I was using an SMG the entire time. Made it hard, but still fun.
Okay. Rex, you said you did the GM version of it?
I played both versions of it, but yeah.
How's the GM difficulty?
It's the exact same strike, except it has Grim and a nerfed boss arena, so therefore it's worse than the original.
Okay.
How's the GM? Fine. 15 minutes, done.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't find the GM particularly challenging as GMs go, but we were using a strong type, so
Okay,
You know,
that's fair.
That tends to make every GM
Easy this season.
a walkthrough. It's not just this season. People could have been doing the exact same thing every season. Strongholds has not changed meaningfully, and the stuff you can do with a flash counter sword doesn't really change the function of what Strongholds can do. You can still hold aggro for all of the big guys and basically every boss in the game.
Cool. I haven't been doing that. I think like the bolt charge titans are really strong. Well, especially when it came to that. Like when I was doing GMs a couple weeks ago, it's all people were running, and they were.
You can clear every GM this season in like 12 minutes if you have a Stronghold Titan that just runs forward and holds block the whole time.
That sounds too boring, though.
And then you have 2 Titans with their barricades with one Monarch. You don't even have to change the weapons. You can run that. You can run that setup for every GM and be done in 12 to 13 minutes every single time.
All right, good to know. All right. Okay.
I don't like that they made it so you can see in the boss arena. I think that takes a lot of flavor out of the Sunless cell. The whole interesting part of that strike was that the arena was completely pitch black. You couldn't turn up your contrast or turn up your brightness to be able to see shit. Everything was just completely pitch black except for the glowing parts on the enemies. Or on the walls. The fact that they made it so you can actually see everything that's going on in there really takes something away from the strike. Ruins it, you might say, if you were me.
All right. But listen, was there GM versions of Nightfalls back in D1?
No.
But Nightfalls were pretty hard.
Yeah, Nightfalls were a lot harder back then than they were now.
I'm just curious, just because like I feel like a pitch black room with today's GMs you would die instantly.
Not necessarily.
I mean, every enemy that came out had glowing bits that you could see.
Yeah.
Right. But you could barely see anything on the boss, which was the terrifying part. Giant ass Hive Knight that can one shot you. You can't see him except for when he decides to warp in. You can see him very briefly. That was the best part.
Yeah.
And then when you used to break his helmet, and he got pissed and started running after you in the dark, that got people clinching a little bit. Nah, not now. Not.
Yeah.
He's big. You can keep your distance on him. No big deal. That's
fair. All right. Anyway, the good news is anybody who was chasing their guild or Conqueror title, you can grab that now. Because Sunless Cell was the last. It was added to the Guild of Triumph, and you couldn't do it until this week. So get in there, get it done, get your guild, or don't. I don't care. I'm not your mom. All right, so we ended Act 2. Spoilers alert for the end of Act 2 if anyone hasn't completed it yet. We ended Act 2 with Eris locking down the echo of navigation. All right, so now we're seeing the consequences that it pissed off Sabathun and the other one. Why can't I think of her name? Ziva Ra.
Yep.
Yeah, it just... I find this stuff a little bit more interesting than I have story information in the past. You know, the tone of this act is interesting, you know, and I don't know. I like it, is all I'm saying. And you know me. I've had many conversations in the past about like not giving a fuck about what's going on in this game's story. And I still don't necessarily give too much of a fuck, but I definitely give more of a fuck than I did during Echoes or Revenant. Let me tell you that. I think it's a bit more interesting and enjoyable. Yeah. Thoughts on story stuff?
I'm enjoying it. so far. I didn't get like super far in the story. I got like Sunless done, obviously, and the initial stuff. Like I really enjoyed that opening cutscene, which I had a feeling they were gonna do going into Act 3. So that was nice. That was a nice touch. I am very excited to see where this ends up going. Because this entire act has just been a breath of fresh air for Destiny overall.
Yeah, isn't it disappointing? It's the last one we'll ever get.
Yeah. Yeah.
They nailed the formula. Well, I don't know if they nailed it. Some people would say that they hate this just as much as the other stuff. But in my opinion, I think it's very nice, very good, and not bad.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the story that we saw in episode 1 and 2, this one is far better than those two.
Everything compared, though, really. It's not just the story. It's the activities are far better. There's none of the weird-ass, nonsensical fucking shit that they had in Revenant, all the potions and whatnot. You've got a very straightforward system that allows you to focus what weapons you want. And it works, which is funny. We've gotten 2 activities and a new strike, a cryptic exotic mission. I prefer those over just straight up do the mission. Even if I do just go on the internet to find out how to do it. But this one's had some RNG elements, which people have complained a little bit about. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Actually, let's talk about it right now. The Barrow-Dyad is now fully completable. All catalysts are in game, and depending on whether
encounter to spawn,
depending on whether you win to resolve or ambition, both versions are looking strong. Well, obviously, both versions. You could just get both. Anyway, the final 2 catalysts, one for all, and target lock, and the gun's 5th intrinsic are now all unlocked. Or available to unlock. Now, what people are complaining about is the RNG aspect of getting the last 2 catalysts, because you need to get 3 items, and 2 of them are from RNG encounters in the Nether. One of which, maybe both. One of which definitely shows, ironically, with that big sword in the background, Rex. Right beside where he's standing. I don't know if he did that on purpose or not. There's a Totem Ghost right beside a banner, and if you get into that space, it's only there on RNG, and then you can do it. But first off, you have to get in that space, or the new zone for the Nether, which it's called the Breach, I think. Is that what it's called?
Old Breach. Yeah.
Hull Breach, and it never shows up on the first encounter, so it's not like one you could just keep reloading in and out and in and out. You have to keep doing it, at least the first portion of the Nether. So whatever room you get into first, and then you RNG into that space, and then once you're in that space, it's RNG whether that secret spawns. So a little bit RNG. I don't know about the second or the other one how it works, so but I do know it's RNG as well. The other one is just there's 5 quests that you can get from the molding table or whatever it's called, and one of them drops it. But there's the third one is RNG secret as well. Where is it? Do you remember?
No, I don't. But here's my problem with this and this whole season. I will agree with what you were saying before, that story this season, this episode, good. Encounters, I mean, I'm tired of the Nether at this point because I've run it so much, but it's a good activity. Court of Oryx, Court of Blades, whatever. It's good. I got a new strike. That's cool. There has been more artificial make you wait so you can play when we want you to play bullshit this season, and I'm just so over it. Like, I was initially like, people stop bitching and moaning about this. Time gating's not bad, but now that there's been so much of this shit that either prevented you from completing things earlier in the season because they forced you to not be able to progress it, like the last 4 levels on your 2 rep tracks, or all this RNG bullshit with force you to place shit over and over and over again until you just happen to get lucky to get what it is you need to do. I'm so done with it. I am so over it. And it actually makes me, it's one of the reasons I haven't played at all hardly this week, because on, I did this work, I was like, I have more of these fucking busy work quests, and I have to get this shit knocked out in order to get all this stuff finished.
You're getting going muffled every once in a while.
I don't know. I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
It's just my connection. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Okay. It's better now.
I am just I don't know if I'm gonna bother finishing the story quest for this episode, because I'm fucking tired of doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again that I've been doing and should be done with things like rep tracks. Like, there is no reason for me at this point to still be grinding rep track. It shouldn't have been locked. It should have just been fucking done by now. And I know it's because they wanted to tie things to the Tome of Want and they didn't want stuff to be really released early, but just let me finish the fucking rep track and don't let me claim the rewards until it's time for them to be claimed. I would have been perfectly happy with that. You know? I already gave you my time. I don't want to give you any more. You've run out of goodwill from this direct, all right? And that's saying something for somebody with a 10,000 fucking hour account.
To be fair, the rep track thing I totally get, because I can usually only fill out 1 rep track. Now here I am trying to fill out 2. Ugh.
I mean, still do the fucking expert one phase clear, but and that's gonna be the fastest way to do it. But I don't want to do that anymore. There's no point to doing it. There's no loot incentive to doing it. The only reason I would be doing it is so I can grind out the fucking broken artifact perk. All right, it makes your super juiced. And by the time I get it done, they're gonna have to turn that shit off anyway. So,
all right. Good story. All right, so I wrote down here some of the catalysts of the Barrow-Dyad, and if it's feeling good yet. I feel like nobody has it here yet. Did anybody get All for One or Target Lock?
I haven't even finished the second catalyst because I don't want to go do the Nether with their bullshit restricted loadout. I'm gonna do the Nether with swords and shotguns. All right, I'll get right on that. Fuck you, game. I'll just wait till next season where I can just buy that shit out of a kiosk.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So the answer is no. All right, we talked about Sunless Cell and Act 3. All right, we're good to move on to the next thing. What I wrote down here for topic 2 was Court of Blades. The reason is we're getting new bosses and environmental hazards. Reason to dive back in, but it doesn't sound like the Rector is. They actually dropped a hotfix in patch 8253 to fix the soft lock that could happen to players defeating shards of Hesrak too fast. So that's good. I could imagine being in Court of Blades and getting soft lock, and I'd probably fucking lose my mind.
Oh, I got soft blocked just the other day. Same that exact encounter. It happened, and I was like, "Wow, this sucks." I literally could not do anything. Couldn't even end it.
Yeah, that's what soft lock is. They've also gotten rid of the dire taking captains from the random pool. I guess because the burst damage on expert was just too intense. I never played it on expert yet, so I don't know. But I can imagine people just insta dying and just rage quitting.
You're not missing anything on expert. There's not really any reason to play on expert, or there hasn't been, because there wasn't a loot incentive to do it.
That's not why I play things on expert. I play it to make myself feel good about how good I am at the game.
You play Destiny to make yourself feel good about being good at video games.
No, just Destiny.
Possibly the easiest first-person shooter game that exists, even
That
on
is
its hardest
that
mode.
is not true. Fuck
It
off.
is.
There's
It
so
is
many
true.
easy first-person shooters that are far more difficult than
The only hard thing in this game is contest mode. That's it. Nothing else is difficult. Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I come off like an elitist douchebag, but nothing
you are
else is
100%.
None of it requires. There are
You
no
cannot
other
play a
activities.
game for 10,000 hours and then
There are
claim
no-
that it's not hard
there
for
are
people
no
that have
other
only played it for
games.
20 hours.
There are no other activities that are mechanically difficult. Destiny is strictly about having done your reconnaissance. If you know how an encounter works, it should be relatively easy for you to complete. Destiny is not about your technical ability of moving your character around and pew-pewing the right targets. It is knowing what's going to spawn when and dealing with it in the right order. That's it. That's the whole game. It's literally rock, paper, scissors. That's it. That's the game.
All right, whatever you say. And there's plenty of difficult stuff in Destiny.
Only for the players who have made it difficult for themselves, like doing Lomance.
Okay, that's true. That is not that's not an actual part of the game. So, okay, so. All right, we know how you feel about Destiny. It's easy. Everything's easy.
Yeah, the name of this episode is gonna be "Destiny's Easy, You're Just Bad."
Oh my God, no. Yeah, I mean that'll spark some controversy. That's for sure. All right, so new mechanics, boss pool rotation, tweaks makes it feel a little bit better, in my opinion. Not if you're chasing endgame loot, apparently, but if you're working on your Barrow-Dyad quest, it's not it's just a little bit different. There's nothing wrong with some stuff that's a little bit different. All right, I'm reading the wrong thing. Okay, all right. I think I asked the questions that I wrote down here. I wrote that question down twice. Fuck, I'm dumb. Man. All right, all questions answered. Let's turn our attention to Iron Banner being back. Not a lot to talk about there, of course. Iron Banner is back for his second appearance during Heresy. So if you've been diving into PvP this week, you're probably munching. Notice a bunch of Guardians probably not running around with Warlord Spear, just because everyone wants to try it out if they didn't get it in the first one. But Bungie shouted it out as well, saying it pairs really well with a Harsh Refraction artifact perk. So maybe people are trying that out. I know you don't because you hate it. So I can't ask you what your opinion is, and I haven't tried it either. But I wonder if it's any better with the artifact perk.
You talking to me?
Yeah, you.
I mean, it has jolting feedback, so it procs a jolt on its own, which will proc harsh refractions. That's good.
Oh, I was probably thinking about the Guardian Games one and how much you hate it.
Yeah, Warlord Spear is 1,000% better.
All right, sorry, I got confused for a minute.
Yeah, you land a hit, apply debuff, melt target. So
it's not as good as Incisor for doing that, but still good.
Good. Okay, and you can farm it pretty effectively in Iron Banner. So
Yep.
if you
want to give all salad and all your money, all your
yes,
glimmer.
yes, but I mean, Glimmer's free in this game, so since the game is so easy.
Grinding is easy, boring but easy. Yes.
Okay. All right. If you haven't picked one up, now's the time. Synergy is apparently pretty good. And yeah, just like you said, you can get a bunch of Iron Banner engrams, and if you got lots of Glimmer, you should be able to just roll a bunch and see if you get a good roll to mix with Harsh Refraction. Okay, so if you're not able to play this week, Iron Banner will return on April 29th. And Bungie does say there's more Iron Banner weeks coming, with details to come. So I asked you already. Have you played at all with Warlord Spear Dunk?
No.
No. All right. I played originally with it in the first week. I got a roll that I thought was pretty neat, and I tried it in Crucible. It actually wasn't that bad, but I mean, it's not like Trials or Comp Crucible worthy. But it was fun to run around Iron Banner and kind of melted people, and it was enjoyable. But I haven't tried it with jolting feedback and harsh refractions yet, so I'm pretty sure I have a drop for that, so maybe I'll give it a shot and see what it looks like. See how it feels for blowing up some shit in game. What do you guys think about Iron Banner popping up so quickly since before the first one, or since the first one? You think we need a bigger gap between Iron Banners, or is this pretty good?
I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm an Iron Banner power user. You know, I already got the new emblem and the new shader. Iron Banner was here the first time, so there's not. I don't have a problem with Iron Banner being around, as long as it's not some dumbass party game. I really dislike all of the Iron Banner party modes. All of them. I think they're all terrible.
So basically, as long as it's control, you're good.
Or Clash, and yeah, it's really just those two. Or if they were to bring Iron Banner Supremacy back, I'd be cool with that. But Fortress, nope. The one where you explode, nope. Pass. Tribute, nope. Pass. Rift, fuck that shit. Get at it the fuck right out of here. Nope. Pass. All bad. It's not that the game modes themselves are bad. Like, Eruption's fine, except for the extra super energy regen you get. I don't like that it's got mayhem levels of super energy regen just because you did good and makes the game snowball faster. I don't like that. I think it's bad design. Unless their whole intent was to make a party game mode. In which case, well, congratulations. But during the weeks it's here, there's no like regular Crucible play, so that sucks.
Got it. Understood. Amazing. Since I've been getting more and more into Trials, I find Iron Banner a little bit annoying, just because I want to play some Trials on the weekend. However, it's a nice break to take from Trials, so I guess it's not that bad. However, I didn't get to play any Trials last week. So now I'm gonna have to go through 2 weeks of withdrawal symptoms from Trials. Yeah, I heard that the class-based matchmaking kind of sucked butt.
It wasn't good, and Trials population was, back to battle days. And I don't think it's going to recover not this weekend, but next week. I suspect it's going to be just as bad.
Well, it depends on the weapon, probably.
I don't think it's going to matter. It could be like, hey, Igneous Hammer's back, and I don't think it would make it any better.
That's because everyone has Igneous Hammer at this point.
Well, everyone doesn't have it with an origin trade, but would have it back. So, I don't know. I think Trials had a good couple of weeks, but it's lost its momentum, and I don't think that momentum's coming back.
Well, that doesn't sound fun, but I'm going to play it in exactly a week and a half, and I'll let you know. But yeah, I don't know. Not last week, but the week before that was still pretty good. Pretty good. It got a little harder though. The week before that, I finished the week with over a 1.0, and that last week it was like a 7.8 or something. But ironically, my 1.0 week, I only ran on a 6-card win, but I got a flawless on last week on a 7.8. So fucking weird. La 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 la. That's actually everything I had out of the TWID I found important. I've got the patch note breakdown that we can talk about. And then we can talk about... Oh, that's not everything out of the TWID. Sorry. I just wrote it in a weird order. Because I talk about the national stress awareness and Guardians mental health stuff below. We'll get to that. Okay. Well, patch breakdown. I do believe we talked about this a little bit last week because a lot of this stuff was in the TWID as an upcoming changes, but we've got the official patch breakdown, yeah, I'm just gonna read. We'll talk about anything that we find interesting. So let's get into the patch notes. Some balance changes, some bug fixes. You know, as quarter blades, we talked about this. Bungie fixed the soft lock. And they removed the dire taken captains. Boom. Easy peasy. Crucible lockdown mode. There was a bug where losing teams could capture all zones and instantly win. That's been fixed. Should actually be about holding zones now, like intended. Amaze. Pulse rifle, Edric's S-Stock got tuned down. I wonder if that's going to make a difference, but we got a drop in range, we got a drop in handling, we got a drop in aim assist. They're not massive, but maybe it'll make a difference. I guess, I don't know. I wonder what Iron Banner's like. Is it just full of fucking Redrick still? I haven't played. I should have played before I talked about it. We'll see. I'd like to see its actual. I'd wait until next week for trials to see if this was enough to actually drop it down. So machine guns, if your mag size is 80 or less, ammo crates now give you 22 bullets instead of more. Could slow the machine gun spam a little bit. I saw almost everybody using machine guns all the time in trials. I used my eager-edged sword, but I also never grabbed heavy. I always let other people do it because I'm terrible at the game. Auto rifles on the support frame fixed hit detection issues with damageable non-combatants like urns and another, for example. Have you ever healed a vase, Rect?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Apparently you could. Rocket assisted sidearms fixed detonation not triggering against certain objects. So shoot to loot now works with them. Apparently. Exotic weapons, Thorn, Soul Devourer buff no longer pops up while it's stowed. So easy peasy. Microcosm now correctly stuns overload champs with Trace Rifle Artifact perk. I feel like that took a while. Yikers.
Yep. Well, since the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. Wild. I guess it hasn't been that long. 10 weeks or something. Man, has it been 10 weeks already? That's crazy. Alright, weapon and perk mods. Willing Vessel trait now actually gain stacks when support frame auto heals allies. Functionality finally matches the tooltip. Lone Wolf, aim assist nerfed near allies from 10 to 5 and away from allies 20 to 10. Airborne effectiveness went up though, up to 30. Went away from allies. Closing time was a big one they were talking about. They reduced the bonuses on special weapons by 50%. So, phew! We'll see if that makes a difference. But it should nerf Zealot's reward just enough to not make it fucking overpowering in Crucible. And to power the ambition mod, fixed a bug where the mod plus relentless strikes on sword could create infinite ammo. Oh man, that's really it. I asked earlier. I wonder if this will actually make a difference for Redrix. I haven't had enough time in game to determine whether or not it's it's going to be enough.
The answer is no.
It's not enough.
No. Still
Okay.
the best pulse rifle in the game currently. And you will still see it everywhere.
Okay. Thoughts on the machine gun ammo tweak? You think it's been enough to put some other heavy ammos in people's inventory during high?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't really think machine guns were a problem, honestly. I don't think most power weapons are a problem.
Yeah, me either. There's only one round really in any trials match that has heavy. And basically, if whoever you're playing against is good, or if you're good, then it doesn't really matter what power weapon's in your hand. It should do some massive damage. Closing time nerf justified? I'd say so, but what are your thoughts?
Say that again. Sorry.
I said you think the closing time nerf was justified?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closing time needed to be nerfed on all special weapons.
Yeah.
Is it enough? I think it's still on zealots in particular. I think it's still S tier, but maybe zealots doesn't get quite as long of a kill distance with it, but with the change, but still very good.
The amount of times I got killed from Zealot's Reward in fucking trials from like 80 feet away was absurd. I'm obviously exaggerating. They were not that far away, but like they had longer range than my fucking Jade Rabbit. Like,
No, they didn't.
shut up.
No, that's not how that works.
Says who? Says me. All right. Anyway, but it was too much. It was insane. That was
the guy with lots of experience with zealots. 18, 19 meters is about what you can get out of it. Was about what.
Yes, I know. I know it wasn't 80. It was a joke. It's just it was really strong.
Yeah.
And really annoying.
If I'm sure it felt especially oppressive when you approached people that had it while you had your scout rifle out. Yeah. Once you got into that 18-meter mark, you probably felt pretty bad about yourself.
Bro, it wouldn't matter. I try to counter it with some of my best shotguns, and it was nothing. Like I couldn't get close enough to them with a shotgun to one shot or shoot and follow up with a melee, or one shot them, depending on how far away I was, without just being blasted into oblivion.
Well, I mean, the change of closing time will make it harder for people to quick swap to it. So it's not gonna, and it will cut down on the range a little bit. But somebody who is used to managing their pre-charge correctly, I mean, fusion rifles are still fusion rifles, and you're trying to gun them down on a long run to them, even a slightly long run to get to them so you can shotgun them. You're gonna get yourself.
My point is, though, the fusion rifle shouldn't be able to one-shot any further away than a shotgun should be able to.
It has charge time. Yes, it should. You have to charge it up to shoot it.
Yeah, but you pre-charge it.
Yeah, you pre-charge it from around a corner. Yeah, and hope that you're aiming correctly.
They're garbage. Get them out of my face. I don't want to look at them anymore.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I hate them.
Maybe you should put one on.
No, fuck that shit. I'm not sitting on that crutch.
Okay. Well,
Which you can hear. I don't play with headphones on. I can't hear it.
enjoy getting vooped then, I guess, buddy.
No, it's annoying as fuck. Just take them out of the game.
I mean, you can put on chaperone and almost compete with range.
What the fuck, he says? What? I don't like it. It hurts my ears. I don't even like wearing it on the podcast. The only reason I don't is because if I use my microphone, it'll feed back into my speaker. It'll feed back into my mic.
Why don't you use a high-quality set of earbuds?
Earbuds just hurt my ears. I hate them. I haven't had a headset that I've liked since probably like 10 years. I've tried a lot of different headsets. They all make they make me irritable, and they make my ears hot, and they give me headband head. I don't want headband head. That's why you always, if you watch me a lot, I'll move it back onto the arch of my head so I don't get like the dent in my forehead.
Bro, how often you got to be wearing headphones for it to create an actual dent in your head?
Not very long. Look at almost every gamer in the last decade.
Those are people that need to, that actually, no joke, need to go touch some fucking grass more often.
You shave their head and their head's fucking dented. Trust me.
If your skull is growing around your headset, you need to go take up a different hobby. All right, that's just how it is. That is fucking evolution telling you to get away from your fucking computer. That's all that is.
Okay.
That dent in your forehead is a sign to the species that they should stay away from you, and that they should not let you anywhere near their private parts.
Every like streamer possible has like a dent in their fucking head. Trust me. It doesn't take long for that shit to affect your body shape. Anyway, I try not to wear them as much as possible. So if I'm not like tryharding, or if I'm not in like a voice call with somebody, I don't wear a headset. It's not a bad headset. All headsets do it. All right. National Stress Awareness Month and Guardians Mental Health. So April is National Stress Awareness Month, and Bungie's highlighting something that deserves the attention: mental health in the gaming space. They've spotlighted their internal group, Mental Health at Bungie, while launched back in 2023. It's a hub for Bungie employees to talk about mental health, neurodivergence, and support each other through open, honest conversation. But what really stands out this year is our partnership with Guardians of Mental Health, a nonprofit that's been doing incredible work in the Destiny community. If you haven't heard of them, they provide evidence-based mental health tools, kits, and even a free mobile app, all vetted by actual mental health professionals. No paywalls, none of that. Bungie is offering an in-game emblem called Love is the Mind Saver for any Guardian who donates $10 or more to the campaign through the Bungie Foundation. This runs all the way until April 30th, and all proceeds go directly to Guardians Mental Health. They even teased a new Mental Health at Bungie pin coming in 2026. Another cool way to show support. So if you don't know who Guardians of Mental Health is before... that's every time we have an issue in Shrouded, if somebody doesn't try to take care of it themselves, which I actually typically recommend against because none of us are professionals. I always redirect people to the Discord server that is Guardians for Mental Health, I think. Hold on, let me double check. Guardians Mental Health. We actually have a permanent link to their server in our important links channel. It's been there since April of last year, since I heard about them, and they're pretty cool. So this is it's good, and if you like the emblem, you can go and get it. Did you guys, either one of you, see the emblem?
Yeah. I
forget what it looks like. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up on stream though. I'm not set up for that today. So you guys want to look at it? Go check out the TWID from last week. Oh yeah, it's cute. It's got like a brain with somebody holding it and a heart in behind it. Cool. I thought you were clicking to bring it up on your screen behind you.
No.
I don't know why my brain was just like. Wah. Anyway, $10 and you get that emblem, and $10 goes to a good cause. Once again, And if you're ever struggling mentally with anything, I'd recommend going to check out Guardians Mental Health. I mean, it's named Guardians Mental Health. It based itself within the Destiny community, but like it's not Destiny-based mental health. It's just there are people that are helping with gamers' mental health. So check it out. Once again, you can find the link and the important links in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord and you heard this and you're interested, discord.gg/GuardianSMH. GuardianSMH. Or Guardians MH for Guardians Mental Health. That makes more sense. I was thinking Guardian, shake my head, but no, it's Guardians Mental Health. Anyway, check it out. Grab the emblem. Support a good cause. Okay. I have 3 more topics to talk about today. Topic number 1. Marathon. I know it's not Destiny related, but you guys see the marathon stuff going around today?
Yes, I saw it between other kinds of posts in my social media, and those other kinds of posts took precedent for me today because there was more of. But yes, I'm aware there's that big ARG thing, alternate reality, augmented reality shit going on right now.
Yeah, anyway, Marathon chatter is heating up. If you've been looking around any of the social medias or even on the back end of Steam, there's some signs pointing to a Marathon reveal soon, possibly an event this month. A few known leakers and data scrapers have dug up references to pre-order bonuses content on Steam. It looks like Bungie may be ready to be getting ready to go public with some kind of showcase. Some of the more interesting rumors, some of those Marathon pre-order bonuses might show up in Destiny 2. I think themed cosmetics or crossovers, so obviously that was probably going to happen, but looks like people are actually digging up code that is saying that. There's no official word yet, but Bungie did say last year that more Marathon info would be arriving in 2025, and it's April now, so let's see it. Also worth mentioning, a few teaser-style images and ARG-style codes have been popping up again, which is giving some real vid doc or trailer countdown-like energy. Whether it's next week, end of the month, Summer's Game Fest might be a good time for the pop-up. Something's definitely coming, I would say. More likely closer than Summer Games Fest, but who knows, really. They're very strange people. Are you keeping an eye on Marathon, or are you just locked into Destiny forever?
I am not following Marathon development. I don't expect I'm going to.
What would Bungie need to show you in the first gameplay drop to get you hooked?
I'm probably gonna buy the game regardless and give it a try. It's not like it's gonna be a $40 game, I think is what they initially said.
That's what they said.
So, if that holds true, it's not really an investment to buy it and then give it a try. But the odds of Marathon holding me, given that it's a extraction shooter, are not great because I'm not a big fan of extraction shooters.
What about you, Dunk?
I have not been following Marathon super closely. Don't really know a huge amount about it, but once we get closer to seeing some more stuff about it, I might just take a look just to see what it has going on.
Yeah, that's fair. We all need to see exactly what's in it. The trailer they did last year was very aesthetics based and absolutely nothing in regards to information. So that's cool. I do like the aesthetics for it though. So if Marathon cosmetics hit Destiny 2, I am in. Let's go, baby. They're way better than Destiny's aesthetics. Let me tell you that. Oh shit! All right. Anyway, you want to talk about some drama?
Uh-oh.
You want to talk about the guy that got banned?
Yeah. He's funny. Anyway, so I titled this topic "The Bungie Ban Drama and Why Some People Shouldn't Hit Tweet." Okay. Over the weekend, a mid-level content creator made waves on Twitter after getting banned from Destiny 2. And instead of taking the L in private, they decided to go public, call out Bungie by name, and demand answers for their ban. Bungie's response? A simple post with a link to the terms of service, which, by the way, I personally love. But I'm a Bungie dick rider, so my opinion is invalid. But of course, that kicked off a whole wave of people jumping on Bungie's back, saying bans should come with more transparency, especially given their history of a few false bans in the past. And yeah, I get that. We've seen some real examples of Bungie messing that up. But here's the plot twist. Turns out the creator was banned for harassing another creator. And not just with words. They were encouraging, even allegedly paying people to stream snipe them during trials, quote, make her life miserable, end quote. All of this got dug up by the internet, receipts and all. And while they were crying false ban, the community basically said, nah, fam, we've got the footage right here. So my question is, why would you out yourself like that? If you know what you did, why open yourself up to the entire fucking internet like you're some sort of misunderstood hero? That's not a
He didn't realize that there was a section in TOS that says doing things outside of the game can get you banned in the game. I would assume. Like, because who reads the actual terms of service? Nobody. People just scroll to the bottom and click the button, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
I'm sure he thought it wasn't any big deal and it didn't have anything to do with the game. I will also point out that creator is still playing the game. He was playing the game within moments of him posting that tweet yesterday. So,
does he have another account?
What did it really accomplish? He was playing on another account called Jessica. So I don't know if he was doing a recov account or if he had a second account, but he instantly ban evaded, and Bungie hasn't done anything to that other account. So who gives a fuck? Bungie just fucking got their show going on about, you know.
Well, they told us about a ban wave that they had recently. Obviously, this person was included in it, along with a bunch of win trading accounts. And yeah,
I don't know.
Just the first.
I don't think this is part of the ban wave. I think this was reported by the streamer that was targeted, because she's the one that had the screenshots. She probably reported them in, and it's probably secondary to the ban wave. But if they don't go and then restrict the secondary accounts this guy was playing on, it's literally a dog and pony show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It doesn't fucking mean anything. It's not Bungie being good about it, or this guy getting owned. Yeah, the guy was an idiot. He should have known what he was getting banned for, but...
Well, I tweeted out about this earlier, but like I said, like Bungie's not perfect. They've definitely 100% issued some bans in the past that weren't true. But I said 9.9 out of 10 times. Like, if you've been banned from a game, you know exactly what you've done. And I always find it hilarious that people go on social media immediately. More times out of 10, I've seen them handed their own sock into their mouth because there's an actual reason. Once in a while, there's, oh, that was a mistake. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. But the biggest problem is for those people that do get banned unintentionally or by error, there's no real, the biggest problem here is there's no real path for them other than screaming on social media and hoping somebody big picks it up. Because Bungie's help is terrible. It's absolutely dog shit. So I get why people call it out, and they'll get called out on Twitter a lot, probably similar to what I did today. I put my tweet out about you knowing what you did before I even saw the receipts. I just automatically assumed this guy's a cheater or something of that nature. Like, he deserved his ban in my brain because I trust, ironically, people will laugh at me. I trust Bungie to get it right most of the time.
Fucking simp. Meat right.
Yeah, I know. Meat right. That's why I ended up putting that in there. Anyway, I think in most cases they're right. I do think it would be nice if Bungie gave a little context to a ban, just to give at least some for just because context is nice. Even if you're guilty, but especially if you're not guilty, so you at least have an idea of what they're accusing you of, and it gives you more of a leg ground to make a case for yourself. I would say if somebody deserved it, and like if I knew 100% if somebody deserved it, I have no need or desire to tell you why. You know why. But in the case once in a while that the person is banned unjustly, then yeah, I think they should get some sort of notification as to why. So, and the only way to solve that is to give everybody a notification as to why they were banned, which term of service. So while I did think it was funny that they just posted a link to their terms of service, I think Bungie should respect it a little bit more and give an actual reason as to why. Now, they did respond later when the tweeter asked for some clarification, and they screenshotted a specific section of their terms of service, which did include harassment. So they knew, like they had it on record what it was for.
Yeah.
But they still didn't say anything. There was like 12 different reasons in that screenshot. Just one of them happened to be the one that they got banned for. So they still didn't provide them with a real reason. And until the internet figured out what it was and who it was or why it was, the guy did apologize and said, I deserve the ban.
Here's my problem with this whole scenario, all right? A lot of the people on that thread were criticizing Bungie because they didn't say why the guy was banned.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that 99% of those same people, if Bungie was a little bit more transparent and said, you know, and on these bans, they said, this streamer violated this part of our terms of service. Those very same people, instead of saying, tell us why they got banned, they'd be like, show us the proof. And they still wouldn't be fucking happy. It would still be bad on Bungie, right?
And they would still like protect their GOAT streamer too, right?
Yeah. Listen, I hate to break this to people, but when you sign up for a game that has an online component, like you don't even own the software. Like you don't own that. You are paying to license it, and you're agreeing. And almost every game, you're agreeing that they can turn the shit off whenever the fuck they want. That's something you signed up for when you bought the game. The license you paid for and agreed to says, if we don't want you to play, you don't get to play anymore, and we don't have to tell you why. That's just how it is. And there are a lot of game companies out there that when you get banned, you don't find out the specifics of why you got banned. Maybe you found out it was because they say you were cheating. But most of the time, they're not going to tell you exactly what you were doing, because that doesn't help them keep cheaters out of their game. If they told every cheater what cheat they got caught for, that would just incentivize the cheat companies to be more sneaky, right? There's a fucking arms race out there. People need to get over this entitlement of, I pay for this shit and I should get to know this and I should get more response of that or whatever. Especially when they signed something electronically saying, I understand this is how it is. For fuck's sake. Don't just scroll past the terms of service. Read that shit.
Or better yet, don't be an asshole. That's pretty much what a TOS says. Don't cheat, don't be an asshole. You won't be banned.
It says don't cheat, don't be an asshole. Oh, and by the way, you don't actually own this product. You're licensing.
If you download any game, you don't own it nowadays. Not even online games. Single player games, you download it, it's a lease.
Even the games you purchase on physical discs that are like this, that have to have an online component, what you're actually purchasing is just a physical disc. You're not purchasing the software itself. They can tell you to fuck off at any time. And you agree to that when you turn on the game. People don't like that, but that's how it is.
'Tis how it is, how it is. Indeed.
Ubisoft was not wrong when they said people would be okay with this. Because guess what? People were already okay with this shit.
Yeah, I love it. I hate getting up and put like I have like 3 games on or I have 1 game on my PS5 and like 3 games on my PS4 that are disc based, and I never play them because having to get up and put the disc in is such a fucking chore.
I mean, I don't have a problem with physical media to
I do. Fuck it. I'm so lazy. Like I don't want to put that shit in my I just want to be able to download it and turn it on. That's it. If anything, Sony, please just give me bigger hard drive space so I can just download everything. And that way I can just swap between whatever I want. The problem with games nowadays, anyways, even if you have the disk space, when you plop it in, it's got to download 100 gigabytes. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Physical media is garbage. You get banned from the PlayStation Network, you can't download that shit anyway, even if you got the disc. You're done. I don't know if that's true, actually. It might be true. Might not be true. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, yeah. So, also, I think sometimes creators just speak out loudly on Twitter because they feel like they're a little bit untouchable because they have a platform, and I think that's gross too. It's annoying. Did you see? Did you see that? Okay, listen. There is a tweet on the thread about this guy that we were just talking about, right? Some what? Yeah, whatever.
Quattro.
Some loser is what his name is. I'm out. Just kidding. All right, so.
I wonder if he's streaming right now. I'd be streaming Destiny right now.
That'd be funny. Anyway, somebody tweeted because so we all know Grenader Jake.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's a streamer. Plays a lot of
He is
Crucible.
in fact streaming Destiny right this second.
Yeah, what a
Banned streamer, by the way. Banned streamer streaming Destiny right this second. Good job, Bungie. God bless America. Anyway,
how would they know he's streaming Bungie Destiny unless somebody told them? Go tell them. Be like, look. Anyway, all right. So what I was getting at is, so this person called @NotScrimRules added Bungie Help, Destiny, the game, @DMG, and @Grenader Jake. As outlined by your code of conduct, this is clearly a massive violation of Rule 5, which states any threats to harm, even in jest, is bannable. I expect Grenader Jake to be banned in the coming days. And it's just a video of him laughing as he loses a round. He goes, God damn it, I want to harvest their organs. And that's it. Like, so this is also a problem of letting people know why people got banned. Because people are going to go on witch hunts like this, take things out of context, and try to get creators banned.
yeah.
If you think in any way, shape, or form somebody laughing while they say, God damn, I'd like to punch that guy in the face for beating them in the game is on the same level as literally offering to pay people to stream snipe somebody to ruin their day. Like, that is actual harassment. Now, if Grenader Jake said, I will pay somebody $10,000 to find these people in real life and harvest their organs, guess what? You've reached the same level. Okay? That's a bet.
Jake has now committed a crime and should go to jail.
Anyway, my point is, like, that's harassment. not what he did in this clip. I mean, if you look hard enough, you might be able to find something on the same level, but this is not it. @NotScrimRules. All right, if you ever watch this podcast, just know that I don't agree with you, and I think you're a butthole.
A dirty one.
A dirty one. It's dumb. I don't even watch Grenader Jake. I could give a fuck whether he streams or not, but the fact that somebody thinks this might even be on the same level is absurd. It's absolutely fucking absurd. And besides the fact that women have a hard enough time streaming, just based on the gaming community and the harassment they obtained from men or boys, whether like to add onto it like that just makes it that much worse. Like they've already got a hard enough time trying to live in this world full of a bunch of fucking incels that can't handle the fact that they're successful. Like, anyway. Wah wah. All right. That was fun. I like drama. All right, so the last topic I have today is actually Shrouded news. So I just wanted to reiterate on our Community Player of the Week bonus bounty, our Iron Banner edition. So I've got a special community spotlight for everyone grinding it out this week, especially if you're trying. I read that wrong. If you're trying, but you get the point. If you're trying to make whatever. We've launched a limited time Community Player of the Week bonus bounty, and it's one of the biggest ones we've done yet, biggest bounties we've done yet. The top 5 players on the Community Player of the Week leaderboard by reset on Tuesday will each earn an exclusive Iron Banner mousepad. There's a picture of it in the announcement channel or the bounty channel if you want to go check it out. They're high quality like our other ones, nice clean design, nice and smooth. You can't buy one, you got to earn it. If you're new to Community Player of the Week, it's super simple. Just play Destiny 2 with other Shrouded clan members. The more Shrouded teammates you roll with, the more points you rack up. It's that simple. The activity has to have an end screen or it doesn't count. The whole concept is try to get people in Iron Banner together, but you can play other things if you fucking hate Crucible beyond reason. I just point out the difference typically between 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th plays typically runs down to like 2 or 3 extra runs. So that is how tight like the leaderboard can be. So if you're sitting there thinking you probably don't have a shot, you absolutely do. Get in the game, squad up, go earn it. We'll be shouting out the top 5 players of the week like we do every week this coming Tuesday on our Player of the Week stream, so don't miss it. All right, so kill it. Now, usually first and second place run away with it, but you know, you still got 3rd, 4th, and 5th, so good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. You know what I'm doing right now?
No.
I have this guy's stream up on the other side. I'm just waiting for him to go into his character screen so I can get the numbers on his account so I can screen cap it and send it over to Bungie.
Do it. Give it to some other people. Don't ping it out or anything, but that's probably considered harassment. So just give it to some other people to report. Wouldn't that be ironic? Getting banned for harassing the harasser. Need more square. Anyone got anything that came up this week that they want to talk about? I'm done with all the official categories of the podcast this week. Wow, good talk.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to close it out then. And then if we want to stick around for a post show, we can. All right, Guardians, that's going to do it for episode 102 of This Week at Shrouded. We talked about Act 3, Sunless Cell, the Barrow-Dyad Catalyst, Court of Blades, Iron Banner. We broke down all the patch notes. You're welcome, by the way. Spotlighted Guardians of Mental Health during National Stress Awareness Month. And we even talked about a little bit about Marathon and the speculation. Something's coming. I can feel it. To all the creators out there, maybe think twice before calling out a ban on Twitter, especially if you've done something against TOS. Just saying. Big thanks to Mr. Wrecked and Dunk for hanging out today. As always, thanks to all of you for listening, sharing, and being part of Shrouded Gaming. I'm A. Greener, and until next time, remember, Bungie sees everything, I guess. Don't be an asshole. Catch you next week, Guardians.
Go yourself.